Hey, welcome back, everybody. Got some news and raid. First off, tomorrow, 30 ancient shards to get you an allure is guaranteed. Okay. Long story short, I don't think you should do this at all if this is going to cause you to miss Gnut, because he is worlds better than this chick. She's great in a couple boss fights in the game. Fire Knight up to level 25. And fighting Astronix the Dark Fae, she has no equal. Okay? But Gnut is better than her in more areas of the game. And he's more versatile. So I recommend that if this is going to put you in danger of not getting Gnut, don't do it. It won't be worth it. Other news, let's look at the fusion here. We're going to look at the fusion guide here quick, so apologies. I'm pulling up my Discord. And we will go up to the announcements. Okay, here we are. Do a little thing here. Okay. Now we can see it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. So as you can see, you cannot get that Void Epic from any part of the game. But you can get an extra copy of Ambassador Lethlaren. Okay. Here's my thing. I recommend, if you have the resources, to get all of them, plus the extra copy of Ambassador Lethlaren, and I'm going to show you why. But yeah, you cannot miss anything unless you have enough resources to get Ambassador Lethlaren copy. Then you can skip for these events. Personally, I think I'm going to go for Ambassador Lethlaren. But you also need to remember that you have 4 of these rare void champions that you are going to need to get to make this void epic. Weregrin's Sun Cursed, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's just kind of look at these champions here real quick. I know that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but I'm trying. Okay, let's do this. Ambassador Lethlaren, or Lethlaren. A1 is an AoE A1, so very good right there. Brings in decreased crit rate, 15, 30, 40, 50% chance of happening. If this champion is full, the chance is increased to 30% chance. Full on HP, so you got like 30, 40, 50, 5% chance, 60% chance with masteries. It's personally not worth it. A2 is what really intrigues me. Places taunt on a target ally for 2 turns, and then puts reflect damage on all allies for 2 turns. This has a 4-turn cooldown. Something to think about. The taunt champions we have in game currently do not put taunt on other people, only on themselves. So this champion kind of has a little bit of a unique kit, if you think about it. Krisk has provoke, but you can't get all the heads to, like in Hydra, still attack him, because provoke only works on one head, and that head still won't attack him for some fucking reason. Put taunt on Krisk. Right? Especially with the Head of Mischief. Forces the Head of Mischief to attack Krisk. Build him as your tank for your resistance tank for the head, and give him enough accuracy, and he can put decrease attack and decrease defense on everybody. You're going to have a good time. Okay? And I really like this ability. Field Medic. It's a 4-turn cooldown when booked. Brings a heal. Decreases duration of 2 random debuffs on all allies. And then heals all allies by 5% of their max HP. And then a further 2.5% for each debuff that had its duration decreased. So I assume that is all buffs, not just the buffs on each individual champion. And what I mean is, say you have 10 buffs, or 10 debuffs, 2 on each of your champions. Okay, he decreases each of them by 2 turns. You have 20 debuffs you just decreased. Is that going to be a 50% increased heal? Right? Because 10 of this is 25%, and then double that, it's 50% increased heal. I don't know. I think this might be a sleeper. I might be reading it wrong. I'm not good at math. I'm a fucking scientist. Alright? But let's talk about the rare that is actually an epic and a rare skin. Also, this is very much Game of Thrones symbology here. You have like the bronze. You have this old bark wood armor. You have the weirwood tree shield looking thing. It's just the wrong color. He looks like like Children of the Forest, and I assume that's what his design was based on. Tree Shield Gnut is a great champion. I'm going to build one up myself. He attacks one enemy 3 times. He puts baby decreased attack on them. It is a 35% chance, but he hits 3 times. Tree Shield's Favor. Books to a 3-turn cooldown. He heals all allies by 50% of their max HP, and then places increased defense on them for 2 turns. It's the baby increased defense. This ability here, though, Root Rejuvenation. 7-turn, books to a 5-turn cooldown, revives 2 random allies, 25% HP, 25% turn meter. Also places a shield on each ally for 2 turns equal to 20% of their max HP. So when you resurrect them, effectively they have 45% of their max HP back. Between the shield and the health. Now you can increase these heals and stuff with masteries and through booking. Okay. Well, the shield gets increased through booking, not the HP. Something to think about. Sorry. And then he has a aura that's very handy. It's Faction War Crypts, 15% speed. He has great base stats, especially as a rare. 101 base speed here. A little resistance, decent defense, 16k HP. He has the base stats of an epic, and he has the ability kit of a shitty epic, but a good epic for faction wars. Okay, I want to bring something up. There's only 3 champions in this entire faction that revive him, Wearing in the Soken. Okay, and she has a single target. And then if you were lucky enough to pull Elva or get her for her guaranteed 20, Elva. And I love my Elva. I shit on her big time. I was like, this chick isn't worth it. And then I got one. I'm like, okay, she's kind of worth it. But something to keep in mind. Okay, the good thing is he is a rare. He's a void rare, but he's a rare. So you'll have an easy time getting him, or easier time getting him. Okay. The rare, it's a Sylvan one too, isn't it? Yeah. Rehab, Lone Blade Rehab. He's not worth anything. So I wouldn't waste my time grabbing another copy of him. But let's kind of look at this Skinwalker that's really fucking weird looking. Okay. You guys watch the show Underworld, or the movie Underworld? That's what he's based on. He is Michael Corvin. He is the werewolf vampire mix. That's literally, he's the sun-cursed Wergrin. Okay? He's an Americanized werewolf, essentially. He looks like a lichen. As you can see, he has like these werewolf or wolf-headed embroidered brooches all over his armor. He's got the same setup and everything. I mean, he is pretty much Brackus the Shifter, just like the lichen face, right? This is what I like to call an Americanized werewolf. I don't think he's worth keeping an extra copy of. You can't get an extra copy of him, but I don't think if you get him to build him up, because I don't know, people like him. Those 3 people rating him as 5-star. I don't think so. His A1 Bestial Leap attacks 1 enemy 2 times, 30% chance of stealing 1 random buff. That becomes a 50% chance. His Terror Assault, he attacks 1 enemy 3 times. Each hit will ignore shields. He places True Fear on all allies for 1 turn if this attack kills an enemy, and then he places Unkillable on himself for 1 turn if this attack kills an enemy. Books to a 3-turn cooldown. And now his A3 Vitality Feast, he will swap HP with an enemy, and then he gets an extra turn. Okay, so 5-turn cooldown when booked. Then he has a passive, Prey on the Weak, deals 30% more damage against targets whose current HP is lower than this champion's current HP. I don't know. I don't think he's going to be very good. Prove me otherwise. All right. Now, tomorrow, like I said, 30 Ancients for Allure. I really don't think it's worth it. If you don't have her, but you're going for Gnut and you're low on resources, if you're like an early player, really weigh your options, okay? Take my advice, don't do it. Get Gnut, you'll be happy in the long run. Gnut's going to carry you through the game, early game, mid-game, end-game. I'm going to be using him on Hydra teams in end-game. I'm going to use him against Gyobu, Masitaka, Oniwa, whatever the fuck that guy's name is for the new boss. I'm also going to be using him on maybe Sand Devil's Necropolis at some point, like the lower stages, so I can farm those potions. We got one more thing to talk about, though. We are going to get Prism Shards. Okay? Prism Shards are going to be a set pool of champions for us to summon from. Now, this is raids, how do I say? This is their answer to the ×10 fiasco. They admitted in an interview with Scratch, Cirilla, that Plarium understands that, hey, times 10 isn't good enough anymore. So this is our new solution to it. Any raid solution comes with a cost, which is going to be your wallet. So these shards, we're either going to have to earn them in between events, or we're going to have to buy them. In my experience in gacha games, I've played quite a few. You have to buy the shards or earn them through like Doom Tower, their versions of Doom Tower. Let me go back to the video. It's Scratch's video, or Scratch. It's Nub's video. What's up, Nubs? If you ever do watch my videos, dude, let me pause.
I think.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the Reddit post that he pulled up that this is all data mined from. The new summoning event. During the summoning pool event, you can summon from a unique pool of champions. Each event will have its own unique pool of champions that can be summoned. Champions of the rarity of the same rarity have an equal chance of being summoned. Prism crystals are required to summon champions from Prism Shard. When a summon pool event ends, any remaining Prism crystals will be used automatically, and summoned champions will be sent to your inbox. However, if you do not have enough Prism crystals to summon a champion at the end of the event, you will be able to use these remaining Prism crystals in future summon pool events. Okay. So essentially what it says is we're going to have a pool of champions. These are the only champions that can come out of summoning from that pool. Okay. There's no more putting 10 more copies of 9 more copies of this champion into the summon pool for you to draw from essentially that deck. It's going to be just from this pool. Right? Reading that tells me a couple things. First thing is there's not going to be any rares. Nobody's chasing rares unless it's like a Cold Heart or some other like Bellower, Fellhound. Nobody's chasing that shit, okay? It's going to be epics and legendaries. In my experience from other gacha games, that's generally what's in there is those epics and legendaries. And this is just their answer, right, to the times 10 fiasco. Like, we're having a hard time. It's not cutting it anymore. It hasn't been cutting it for like 2 years, and Raid's finally like, okay, we'll do something about it. This is, here you go. Pay us money. Fuck you, pay me now. I have no problem doing that if it's a chase legendary I want, and there's a decent chance of getting it. There is that line in there that champions of the same rarity have an equal chance of being summoned. So if you have like 3 legendaries in there, you have an equal chance of getting each one of those legendaries when a legendary pops. Okay. Something tells me though it's still going to be 0.5% chance of getting a legendary, right? Because I assume it's going to be like an ancient shard deal. I mean, we might get lucky and it might be like a sacred shard, so it's 94 to a 6%. We'll see. I also believe that there's not going to be any voids in these pools, to be honest. Because the void pool isn't as diluted as the non-void pool. You see what I'm saying? But it's still bad. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, there's a 25% chance to get a void legendary that you were targeting for a times 10. Now it's down to like a 11 to a 9% chance. Still not good, but yeah. That's all I got for you guys today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. We did have an account takeover for Clan Boss scheduled over the weekend. Yeah, shit happens. We'll see if we do that one. If you have any, like again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. As always, I love you. God bless, and goodbye.